Greetings everyone, I did a fresh install of Windows 11 and I am going to set it up for the Python and AI applications. So in this video I will show how to install Python 3.10 and Python 3.11, CUDA 11.8 and CUDA 12.4, CUDNN version 9.4, C++ tools, Microsoft Visual Studio, FFmpeg. These are the applications that you need to run all of the open source AI applications. Moreover, I will show how to install and run Live Portrait including Animal version and Face Fusion 3. These are the hardest to install and run two open source applications. So after watching this tutorial, you will know everything. Okay guys, this is a hack to the workflow of the tutorial. I am recording this part after entire tutorial has been completed. You will see in the tutorial that I have installed CUDNN 9.4. However, it is still not appropriate for majority of the applications. It is only used in Face Fusion so far. So I suggest you to use CUDNN 8.9 as a default version. CUDA 12.4 should work in all cases. When you watch the entire tutorial, you will know it. Also, when installing C++ tools, select Windows SDK as well. Otherwise, you will get error as I have shown in the tutorial. Moreover, I have added quick download links for CUDNN DLL files. Moreover, the tutorial will have full video chapters. So look at the video description and jump to the video chapter that you are looking for information. So keep watching. Please watch the entire tutorial. This is a gold tutorial. You will understand a lot of problems that you have encountered or you might encounter in future. So enjoy the tutorial. First of all, let me show you that I don't have anything installed yet. When I type Python, you will see that it is opening this window. By the way, some people are installing from here. That is a huge mistake. First of all, uninstall all of the Pythons if you have anything. Then if I type FFmpeg, you see that I don't have any FFmpeg. If I type nvcc version, I don't have any CUDA installed and I don't have any C++ tools installed. So first of all, let's begin with installing Python 3.10.11. Python versions are extremely important. If an application is developed on Python 3.10, if you install Python 3.11 or 12, it will not work. So first of all, let's download the Windows installer 64-bit from here. Then start it with double click. From here, select add Python exe to path, customize installation. This is important. Select everything from here. Next, select everything here. However, do not install into here. I installed into C drive directly like this 3.10 and install. It will ask you to verify, click yes, and it will start the installation. So this is how you install Python 3.10.11. Once this is completed, I will install Python 3.11, not 3.10, and then I will show how to switch between each one of them. So you can use both of them, have both of them, and make one of them default whenever you are using. Okay, it is asking me to disable path length. This is important. Disable path length. It will ask you permission, click yes, and it is set up and it is completed. Now, if I start a new CMD window and type Python, I should get Python 3.10.11. You see here. Okay, now I am going to install Python 3.11. Why? Because some applications are moving slowly to Python 3.11. Therefore, you should know how to use them both. My automatic installers will generate accordingly to the requirements Python 3.10 or Python 3.11 by using the Python launcher. So when you have both of them installed, it will work. Click here, Windows Installer 64-bit, double click and start installation. Now you see there is add Python exe to path. I will add it, customize installation, select everything. You see PyLauncher. This is actually the thing that allows me to programmatically select accurate Python version when I am making an installer for you. Then click next, install everything, then install it into C Python 3.11. Install. It will ask you permission, click yes. Please install Python into your C drive. It is the best location to install them. Okay, you see setup was successful and close. Now if I open a CMD window and type Python, it will be 3.11. However, I don't suggest you to make default version 3.11 because many of the open source AI applications are still working with 3.10. So how we are going to set the 3.10 as default? Open environment variables. You see I type E and V and the edit system environment variables appear. Open it. Then in here click the environment variables. In here you see user variables for Furkan, my username, and Pat. Click edit. You see there is only this application. And then there is also system variables. Click edit and you see Python applications are added here. So if it were inside the user variables, I would replace that. However, since it is inside the system variables, then I'm going to change here. What you need to change is move this to the top like this and like this. So this system environment variables are read from top to the bottom. Since they are here, now it will use this one first. So Python 3.10 will be my default. Okay. And okay, when you change back the order, it will change the default. Whenever you make such changes, you need to start another CMD window and type Python, and you see now 3.10.11 is my default version. However, I have both of them in my system. Okay, as a next step, we are going to install Microsoft Visual Studio. You see the Microsoft Visual Studio download link is here. This is important because some of the libraries are compiled on system. Why? Because they don't have a pre-compiled wheels. Therefore, our system has to compile them. There is free version of Visual Studio, which is community edition, free download here. The link was here. I click it from here. By the way, the link of this post will be in the description of the video and also in the comment section of the video. So check that video description. So the installer is downloaded. I will right click and start this as an administrator. It will ask you permission, click yes. Then click continue. Okay, the installation interface started. So what you need to install for Python and open source AI applications is desktop development with C++. From here, select everything, but what you don't need to select is only the Windows SDK. So don't select them. Select everything from here like this. Select install while downloading. So it will download into the C. If you have another disk that you have space, you can change the location of install, but I am leaving it as it is like this as default. Okay, install while downloading. It is still installing. However, I want to mention something. If you don't know how to uninstall your previously installed Python or other applications, type add to the search bar and you will see add or remove programs. When you open here, you will see which applications there are and you can uninstall. So in here, you see it shows my Python installations. I can click these three dots and uninstall them. To follow this tutorial, you should uninstall them. It will help you then make a fresh installation into the C drive as I have shown. Okay, so the installation of Visual Studio has been completed. Click skip this for now and you can start a Visual Studio like this. Let's start one and that's it. Okay, let's close this. Now, as a next step, I am going to download CUDA 11.8 and 12.4. I will have both of them, but I will make one of them default. So let's go to the 11.8 first from here. Then click Windows and Windows 11 local exe. Okay, download this. It's 3 gigabytes. Let's also download the other one at the same time. So 12.4 Windows and 11. If you are Windows 10, download the Windows 10 from here. Okay, getting downloaded. Okay, let's begin with installing CUDA 11.8. It is here, double click it. Alternatively, you can click and hit enter as well. It will ask you permission, click yes. Then it will first extract it into this temporary file. If you want to delete this later, you can change this path and like here, let's say C. This is not mandatory, but let's say C temp, C CUDA temp. Okay, it will extract that, then it will start installation. If you have WinRAR, you can also right click and use WinRAR to extract and then later delete it. I will install the CUDA 12.4 with that way. Okay, here agree and continue. Select custom. Then you can select which one of them you want to install. I don't want NVIDIA GeForce Experience. So select CUDA, other components and driver components. Click next. You see this is the location that it is going to install. So let's click next. They are default and it will start the installation. You see it is also setting configuring Visual Studio settings. That is why first I installed the Visual Studio, then I am installing the CUDA. the order can also make impact. Moreover, close all of the Visual Studio before installing the CUDA so there won't be any issues. Okay, at the end it gives a summary installed end site for Visual Studio 2022 which we installed, and end site monitor not installed for Visual Studio 2019 which we don't have, and the Visual Studio 2017. So here the results. Then click next and it shows the installed other things, components here. Then click close. Then how you can test it is installed or not? Open a new command line. Whenever you install something, you need to open a new command line interface, a CMD, then type nvcc version. So it will show you the currently installed and default CUDA version. Now let's install CUDA 12.4. So for this I will right click WinRAR and extract the CUDA 12.4. This is not mandatory, but as I said, if you have WinRAR you can use this. I really like WinRAR from RARLab. Okay, it is extracted, then enter inside it, and here you will see setup exe. Double click it. It will ask you permission, click yes. So it is also doing some system compatibility checkup like the CUDA 11.8. Agree and continue. Select custom. I don't like NVIDIA GeForce Experience, so I uncheck it. Next. This is where it will be installed. Next. And it says that the following environment variables will be updated to current installation. You see, now my CUDA path will become by default 12.4. However, don't worry, after this I will show how to change it. Click next. So it is going to install. Okay, it is installing. Okay, so the installation has been completed. Click next and close. Now let's open another CMD window and type nvcc version. And you see now the default CUDA version is 12.4. So how you can return back the CUDA 11.8 for any reason? Again, we open the edit system environment variables, then click environment variables, and let's see if it is in the user path. No, not here. Then when we look at the bottom, we can see that it is in the system variables. So you see CUDA path is set as like this one, 12.4, and also there is path here. When I edit it, you see CUDA 12.4 is at the top. So if I move this to the top like this and like this, it will become default 11.8, make it like this. Then also change the default CUDA path to 11.8. So I copy this, move here, change this. You see now my default CUDA will be 11.8. Click OK, click OK. Now when I open a new CMD and type nvcc version, you see now my default is 11.8. However, I am going to move to the 12.4 from this moment because newer applications are going to use 12.4. So let's return back to environment and set it back as before. So I copy this. You really should learn how to change system environment variables because you may be needed to for other applications as well. Then let's go to the path here, edit it and move this to the top and this to the top. Okay, okay, okay. Then open a new CMD and nvcc version, and it is done. So let's return back to our post. This post is public, so you can follow this tutorial without any pay wallet necessary thing. Okay, let's download FFmpeg. Go to the FFmpeg here. There are releases. Some applications sometimes not working with the latest version. It is hard to know which version will work, so you can try different versions, but for now I will use the latest. So which one is the latest? You see this is the latest version, FFmpeg master latest win64 gpl.zip file. They have so many versions, and 7 and 6.1 and 5.1. So if the application doesn't work with latest, you can make others default. Okay, let's download this. So this is for Windows. Open it, then extract it here. I will use extract all here. Okay, then enter inside it, enter inside binary. These are the files that you need. Cut them from here. Let's cut. Let's go back to the C drive and let's generate a new folder as FFmpeg. Actually, I have something. Yeah, let's delete both of them and let's say FFmpeg latest like this and move the files there. Are you done? No. Copy the path of this like here, or you can use the folder pick as well. Open environment variables, and in here you can either use user variables or system variables. Let's use the user variables, edit. This will only valid for this user. If you have other users, it will not work. So if you make it system variables, it will work for all users like administrator, like yours. Let's edit to the system variables. Click new. Then click browse, then select the folder you have just generated, which is FFmpeg latest. So you see it is edited like this. You can also manually add too. If you have other FFmpeg folders, the first one, the one at the top will work. Okay, okay, and okay. Then let's open a new CMD and type FFmpeg, and it will show you the FFmpeg version that you have. Okay. Now I can see this is my latest FFmpeg version built with GCC 14.2 and other stuff. It supports all these libraries. So this is how you install latest best FFmpeg version. Why FFmpeg is really important? Because in many applications there will be video processing and you need FFmpeg to make them work. Okay, then as a next step we are going to install cuDNN because some applications requires latest cuDNN files. So I am going to download the latest from here. There is also archive of cuDNN. You can see all the cuDNN files here. I'm going to download cuDNN 9.4, Windows, this, and then 10 and exalocal. Then download it. Okay, the download has been completed. You can also extract this with WinRAR from here or double click and run it. So let's double click and run it. It will ask you permission, click yes. So it is going to extract it here. Let's extract into C cuDNN. I can later delete it. Then it will start installation, agree and continue. Click custom. You see it is going to install cuDNN for CUDA 12.6 and CUDA 11.8. So in either CUDA version it will work. I think it should support CUDA 12.4 too. I'm not sure. Let's install. Okay, cuDNN 9.4 and next. And it is installed. Let's open the environment variables. Go to the environment and see if it is added anywhere. Let's go to the path variable. And yes, you see cuDNN 9.4 is added to the very top of the system. So if you need other ones, you can download them here. You see it also shows CUDA 12.x, which means that it works with all of the CUDA 12.x versions. Now, what else is left? We also need to install C++ tools. This is one of the most problematic one. There is a huge amount of explanation here. I am going to install latest LTSC 17.8, which supports both CUDA 11.8 and CUDA 12.4. So to download the latest, go here and in here look for this version. Let's look at it, which is LTS 17.8. You see the last one is July 8 version. Are there any other one? There is also September one, this one. So let's download the September one. For this to download, we need to download which version, which is build tools. Okay, click it. I also have some quick download links here. You can also use them. Then open the downloaded version. It will ask permission, click yes and click continue. So we are downloading the LTSC 17.8 September build. This one, 17.8.14. This supports both CUDA 11.8 and 12.4. I also added some reading articles. So here you can read them to learn more about C++ tools. Okay, it is disappeared from my system, so I will rerun it for some reason. Extracting. Okay, continue. Okay, it failed for some reason. Okay, here it says that I already have installers started, so you need to close all of the installers you have. Let's close this first, then start again. Pay attention to that. Click yes and click continue. So if you have any opened Visual Studio installer, it will not work. In worst case, you can restart your computer and be sure of that. Okay, now here what we are going to install is C++ Tools Desktop Development, you see. And if you already have installed ones, you need to delete them. Let's see if we have any installed components. It shows. Okay, I think it was showing somewhere here. Yeah, you see we don't have any C++ tools. Therefore, we are good to install. So let's close this and start it again. Okay, Visual Studio installer. You see this one has build tools, and when you pay attention you will see installing Visual Studio build tools. This is not Visual Studio itself, this is build tools. Select C++ and from here select everything. So this is also going to take a lot of space. If you don't have a lot of space, you can just change the installation location from here. but I have, so I selected everything and install. And this time it is going to install Visual Studio Build Tools. When you install both of these, then you are all set to work with the open source AI. You don't need to install these two into your C drive, but I prefer to install into C drive to not have any issues, any possible issues. So this is the way of installing C++ tools. And you can see which one is installed. Visual Studio Build Tools 2022 LTSC 17.8. And the installation has been completed as you are seeing right now. Visual Studio Build Tools. Alright, what is left? Let's close this. The only left thing is Git. Why Git? Git is used to clone remote repositories, so we need it. You see, this is the latest Git. So let's download Windows from here, 64-bit. Let's download it and then let's run it. Click yes, it will ask permission, click next. This is where it installs. Okay, you don't need to change anything. I will just click next, 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 next. Nothing else, just do everything next. It asks so many things, but just next to everything. This is super important. If you don't install Git, your installations will fail. Okay, then finish. Then start a new CMD and type Git, and you should see this message. You see, it shows that we already have Git installed and set up. Okay, now we have the everything for running all of the open source AI applications. Everything is set up perfectly fine, perfectly accurate. Of course, I assume you have installed the NVIDIA latest drivers. So what we are going to do now is testing installation of Live Portrait and Face Fusion. So let's begin with the Live Portrait. Okay, so to install Live Portrait, let's go to the Patreon exclusive post index, and in here let's search for Live Portrait, and it is here. Let's open it, and at the bottom of my sharings you will see the attachments. I suggest you to download them from here. Let's download the latest version. Then I suggest you to install them into directly a drive, a hard drive, not into the subfolders. So let's extract it here into C drive. Right click, extract all, extract into the folder. You can also install other disks. So you see, this is my path. You shouldn't have any space character or non-English characters, letters in your paths. You see, this is a perfect path. It's a short one. C Live Portrait version 6. Then all you need to do is, for installing, double click install.bat file. It may ask you to allow, so click more info and run anyway. But don't worry, you can always right click and edit it to see its content. You can edit in Notepad, you can edit it Notepad++, or anything that you wish, and see everything. Everything that I install is 100% transparent. You can see what is getting installed. You can see all the files, use them, look at them. So I don't distribute any access or any such thing. Everything is usually Python code from open source repositories. So everything is 100% safe. Follow the CMD window carefully to see what is happening. So you see, it cloned the repository, generated a virtual environment. All of my scripts generates a virtual environment like here. So everything installed will be isolated in here. It will not impact or affect anything on your computer. They will be fully isolated here. So it is installing the necessary libraries right now fully automatically. It will also download the necessary modules fully automatically. So you don't need to do anything yourself manually. During the installation or anything running on CMD, if you touch the CMD window, it may freeze. Just hit enter in that case for it to continue. You see, it is installing everything. I don't see any errors so far. It is downloading the necessary modules automatically. Okay, after download complete message, it will start compiling expose. It may take a while, patiently wait. Compiling this is the most important part, the hardest part. However, you see, it is using CUDA 12.4 which we installed, and the C++ tools, it is compiling it. By the way, when you install something, right click here and export text. So you can save this text file and send me if there is an error, so I can look at your installation logs and see the error reason. We can see processing dependencies, all is done. Now you see, it shows virtual environment made and installed properly. Time to start the application. Let's close this and let's Windows start up.bat file, run anyway, and human Live Portrait or animal Live Portrait. Let's try the human Live Portrait first. So click 1 and it's starting human Live Portrait. Just wait patiently here. Okay, it's starting. Okay, This time we got an error related to CUDA, I think, because it shows that CUDA path is set but CUDA wasn't able to be loaded. So let's download older version of CUDA. To download it, let's go to the CUDA archive and let's download this one, 8.9.7. So there is Windows zip file. Let's download it. Okay, this is asking login, and from here you can log in or sign up. So when you type your email, if you don't have an account, it will ask you to sign up. If you have account, it will ask you to enter your password and log in, and just wait for login. Okay, it is asking me to verify my email. So I will click verify my email address. Authentication was successful. And yes, now I am redirecting back. These are one-time things that you need to do, and it is downloading right now as you are seeing. Okay, let's close this error and let's open. Let's extract here, and CUDA files are here. Okay, so what you need to do is now you need to add this as a path to the system environment variables. It didn't give us installer like the latest version. Let's see if there's an installer for this. This is for CUDA 12.x. Okay, there are local installer for Linux, but there is no Windows installer. Okay, so it is fine. How we gonna do it? We already know. So let's cut this all. Then go to the C drive and make a new folder like CUDA 8.9. Okay, like this. Let's enter inside it. Copy paste them here. Copy the path. Open environment variables and in here go to the path and make a new folder, copy paste the path, or you can select, move this to the very top. You see, this has to be above the other CUDA, otherwise it will try to use this one. So okay, and okay. Then let's return back to our installation, Leaf Portrait, and let's start the application. Let's start Human Leaf Portrait. Okay, it is loading everything. These are hardest to make install and run applications. The other AI applications are much more easier and convenient to use, and it is started. So you see, in this video I show you everything. I show you how to solve your problems. I show you how to properly install. Let's make an experiment. Let's select this as an example and let's use this as an example. Okay, then let's animate. You can follow the progress here. If you get this connection reset error, it's not important. It is related to Gradio interface. And yes, it is making right now. And another thing that I'm going to show you is NVITop. So pip install NVITop. You can install this system-wide. It's fine. Then this requires Python 3.10. I don't know if 11 working. NVITop. Type like this and you will see that which GPUs are being used how much. So this is my main GPU and this is my second GPU. On the second GPU I run the OBS Studio to record audio and the video, and on the first GPU it is running the Leaf Portrait. You see it is animating right now. It is pretty fast and it is not using much VRAM as you are seeing right now. Another application may require CUDA 9.4 instead of the 8.9. So if you encounter such error, you know what to do. Just make the CUDA 9.4 as default and it will work. So you really need to understand the logic here because the logic matters. Currently we need CUDA 8.9. I am also going to update these links so you will be able to download and install CUDA 8.9 immediately without spending time, but you can also download from the official websites, so don't worry about that. And the animation generated, let's see it. I will open the desktop audio as well. Okay, so it is working. I'm not going to show a lot because of the copyright issues, so it is working. Now let's run the animal version. Okay, to run the animal version, I'm going to close this human version and Windows Start application and animal Leaf Portrait here. And it is started successfully. Let's animate this one. This is a cute cat. And from here, select driving video. Let's use this one, for example. Okay. Then click animate. Always watch CMD window to see what is happening. So you see it started animating. If I were lacking FFmpeg, the final video wouldn't be generated. However, since I have FFmpeg, it is working and it is also running right now, animating the video. And the animation has been completed. You see the animated GIF image is here. Let me play the video for a while. Okay, as you are seeing, it is fully working. I'm not going to play the entire audio because of the copyright issues, but you see it is working perfectly fine. Now, as a last step, we are going to install the Face Fusion 3, which is another hardest one. Let's go to the Patreon inclusive index and let's look for Face Fusion here. Okay, Face Fusion 3. Let's go to it and let's download it. Okay, let's also install it into our C drive. Paste it, continue, and extract to here. Extract all, Face Fusion 3.1, and extract it. Now click Windows install.bat file. More info run anyway. It will always install the latest Face Fusion into your computer. Okay, we got an error somewhere. Says wait. Okay, for some reason cloning has failed. Therefore, currently it is not accurately installing. So I am going to close this window. It may happen due to maybe my antivirus. So I will delete this virtual environment. Okay, let's delete it. This is important. Pay attention. Then click Windows install again. Let's see. Yes. Okay, it says that it cannot find the Git in my system for some reason. So let's find out the reason. So it says Git is not recognized as an external problem. It is meaning we have an error. Let's open CMD again and let's type Git. And yes, even though we installed Git, it is not visible right now for some reason. So let's look at the environment variables and let's see if we broken anything. Let's open the path. Okay, it doesn't show Git here for some reason. Maybe we overridden. So what I'm going to do is simply, I will reinstall the Git from here. Yes. Okay, let's see. I don't know why it happened. Never has happened to me before. But if Git get lost like this, you need to reinstall. Okay, it is reinstalling right now. Okay, reinstall it. Let's open the Git again. Yes, the Git has arrived. Wow, this is weird. How did it happen? Maybe my antivirus. So let's look at the path and see if Git is here. Yes, the Git is here. Maybe we deleted it accidentally, but you need to see the Git CMD as here in the path. Okay, so let's close. Maybe we overridden it inaccurately somehow while we were working on. So it may happen. Okay, let's return back to Face Fusion. Let's delete the virtual environment. And let's click the Windows install again. Okay, you see it is cloning into Face Fusion. You need to see this, otherwise it will not work. Okay, clone has been completed. It generated a virtual environment as supposed to be. Now it will install everything for us automatically. Okay, so the installation of Face Fusion has been completed. Let's close it. You see, press any key to continue. And then Windows start.up bat file, then run anyway. And it is starting, select CUDA using CUDA execution provider. You see, I also have example face and video. We are going to use them as a test. Make sure that you first test on the example, then you can use your own videos. We can also monitor the GPU usage. Okay, it's starting. It is downloading necessary new models when you do first time start. So if one of the download fails, close and start again until it fixes all of them. Okay, all models downloaded and the application started. You need to click this link to open, so just select it. Cannot click it, so I'm going to type it. It is here like this, you see. Okay, interface started. Let's test with demo material first. I have demo material automatically downloaded. You can see example. Let's select this face and then let's select a target video. And it should appear here. Always pay attention to the CMD, and we got errors. These errors happens when these DLL files are not automatically downloaded for any reason. Currently Windows 11 blocking to auto download them. So which files are these? These are CUDNN 9.4. So let's close this CMD and go back to your CUDNN 9.4 installation. You see it was here, CUDNN 9.4 binary. So let's copy all of them from here, and where you need to put them, you need to put them inside Face Fusion folder. By the way, I added a txt file, so it also shows the path where you need to put them. Enter inside Face Fusion, enter inside virtual environment, library, step packages, and in here find ONNX runtime here and copy. You need to put all of them here like this. Also, making CUDNN 9.4 default may fix this issue, but I think this is better way. You see, one application requires CUDNN 8.9, other one requiring 9.4. So there is no one for all solution. Then let's start the application again and let's hit 1. So if you get that error, you need to do this. Okay, let's refresh. Let's select the face again and let's select the video file and let's look at the CMD window. Yes, no errors. So it is working perfectly fine. Then let's start and see the progress speed. We can see it here. It is using CUDA. Yes, it is working without any errors. And you see it is processing 10 frames, 12 frames per second. So this is how you solve C++ related errors, CUDA related errors. Okay, so that's it. The video is generated.
I done my share, boo. Up there, if you engage in what the federal government calls illegal.
So you see this was the default value as generation. It was really fast. It took less than 1 minute for this 21 seconds video with all the default options. I hope you have enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. Also, if you support me on Patreon, I appreciate it. You can always message me on Patreon. Believe me, it will be super helpful for you. We have so many applications, and after watching this tutorial and following it, you will be able to run all of them without any issues. I guarantee you that. Moreover, I added some extra links here, like directly downloading them, so your job will be easier when you are watching this tutorial. Hopefully see you in another amazing tutorial video.